Let's go. Not finna play with y'all today. Let's go.
She move her body like a shaman. All in my head, so much in common.
Sneak attack.
Say that word, baby, I'm on it. This ain't love that I don't want.
Sunday fun day.
She move her body like a shaman. All in my head, so much in common. Say that word, baby, I'm on it. This ain't love that I don't. See, I've been looking for a while. One who compliments my style, and whose pheromone so irresistible it drives me wild. She ain't got no time to flex. Way too blessed to be his stress. Ain't compatible with no vibrations, nothing like the rest. No, I don't know nobody.
Put your knives up in the building.
Get down. Want you to be round. Come close to me, baby. She move her body like a shaman. All in my head, so much in common. Just say that word, baby, I'm on it.
I see you. Put your knives up. Peace, peace, peace.
She move her body like a shaman. All in my head, so much in common. Just say that word, baby, I'm on it.
It's really me though.
This ain't love that I don't. I just wanna see you smile. Keep my number on the dial. I anticipate and cannot wait until you come around.
Let's go.
'Cause I just wanna take you home. Seal the deal and set it stone. You should never be alone. You with me, with me, with me. I don't know nobody. Get down. Want you to be right. Come close to me, baby. She move her body like a shaman. All in my head, so much in common. Say that word, baby, I'm on.
I see you. I see you. Little Rock, Arkansas in the building. What up?
She move her body like a shaman. All in my head, so much in common.
Do I love my music too. Let's go.
Just say love that I don't want.
We got the tunes down. You're not playing. Come on in, family. Share, share, share. We talking this Will and Jada. Share, share, share. Let's get it cracking. We're not going to stop. Let's go. We're about to get into it in a moment. If you want to get on the panel, drop your email in the feed. I'll send you the link. If you got something to say. You got something to say. It's that king shit.
King shit. Man, it's only right I rise. I was born in the fall. My mama and my daddy rode in separate cars. Next time me and him spoke, I was 24. Them boys hard to reach behind them prison walls.
Crack era.
The proof in his eyes. In this world can't survive institutionalized. The streets will swallow you up like a
wolf in disguise.
Nowadays, hard to separate truth from the lies. So now I'm on a mission for the people. May your well wishes be equal and your enemies beneath you. The Hennessy is lethal. Be easy on that needle. I pray your heart is real like a Hebrew.
We need you.
I'm cooking up that work in the lab to supplement it. You know me from that work in the past. It's been a minute. I drop a couple verses, pastors in the business.
We got this room on fire already. I see you. Let's go. This is what the people want to talk about. It's only right, Shannon. It's only right.
When all these days are gone, we'll walk up to the sun. When all these days are gone, we'll walk up to the sun. When all these days are gone, we'll walk up to the sun.
Just that work.
For the serving out the kitchen, you lurking. Just know I'm alert and in position. The son of a sauce.
So my purpose about to click in.
And some do a lot when Jamal is back to mixing. I'm way too Marcus Garvey for pimping parties. Too Malcolm X and to be out.
We got the room filling up. Smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button. Let's go. We different over here.
Trying to find a way to own a business. In the streets, never Saturday, Jehovah Witness. We gotta bridge the gap, deliver the facts. As simple as that. They into that.
It's bigger than rap.
When all these days are gone, we'll walk up to the sun.
Peace, peace, peace. Come on in. Ralph Burton, I see you. Peace, J Chill.
When all these days are gone, we'll walk up to the sun.
We getting ready to get this started.
Days are gone, we'll walk up to the sun.
Let's get this thing going, man. Let's get this thing going. We got some things to talk about today, man. You know what I'm saying? Lighthouse stand up and all that. Lighthouse stand up and all that. We're about to get this thing moving. Get this thing moving. Alicia says she got me on a smart TV. That's what's up, man. That shit probably look wavy. Probably look hella wavy. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody. Shout out my first 9. Let me give y'all a shout out. Ralph Burton, Jay Chill the first people that was on here. Shannon Jones, Valerie Dixon, Lisa Shine, Diana Johnson, Divine B. Oh, we got Cassie Shep in the building too. What up, Cass? Peace.
Peace. What's it do? Can you hear me?
Yeah. DeCausha McLean. You know what I'm saying? That's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, that's what's up. Yeah, we hear you. Before we get into that, let's bring up what was said with this whole Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith, August Alsina debacle, or I should say entanglement. Let's bring that out. I'm gonna share my screen. And before I do that, what I want to say is, I know some of y'all probably saying, well, why are we talking about this, right? Why are we talking about this? This is a distraction, right? We multifaceted beings, right? We can handle more than one conversation at once. I would say, the reason why we need to talk about this is because for a number of years and maybe some decades now, Will and Jada have been the one of two, I would say, families, maybe three, Black families that many of us have modeled ourselves after. When we talk about power couple, it's only a couple of names that you could pull up on your hand that we would consider to be a power couple. So this couple has been very, very important to Black families, to the image of Black people collectively around the whole world, not even just the United States, but around the whole world. So we can't be that naive and that, I should say, passive in a subject matter such as this to think that it's not something that should be spoken about when something like this comes across our community. So there are some things that aren't being said that I would like to address, my own opinions in reference to it and what I think should come out of it. But I want to hear from the people, and how y'all feel about it, So let's play back just a little piece of what was said, just a little clip here. I'm gonna share my screen and we can take it from there. Share my screen real quick. All right. So this is what was said.
But
I think you need to say clearly what happened.
As far as what?
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened?
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship. Absolutely. I was in a lot of pain, and I was very broken. Now, in the process of that relationship, I definitely realized that you can't find happiness outside of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily enough, you and I were also going through a process of healing in a much different manner. I would definitely say we did everything that we could to get away from each other, only to realize that that wasn't possible.
So what happened, Jada?
Okay, so let's start with.
All right. So before we get there, before we go to what happened, this is probably the comment that everybody's been going crazy over. The fact that she said she had an entanglement with this individual. I got some more people that want to come in here. Let me get them in here real quick. Just give me a second while I send these invites out because I know a lot of people want to talk about this topic and I don't want to leave nobody out. So let me send this out. But what I want to say is I think the part that is blowing people's minds is the wordplay that she's choosing to use um, in this particular conversation. I think the wordplay is what is really throwing people off here, um, and some people even feeling some type of way. Um, so she said that she had an entanglement with this individual, August Alsina. As you all know, he's a R&B singer. Had a couple hit records out there, I believe. Um, doing this thing. Uh, so, you know, looking at these two individuals, first thing I want to say is, it's unfortunate to see them in this situation, in this vibration. You never want to see any black couple, for that matter, that's been together for that long, have to go through something like this. But here in this country, the reality is pretty much almost every relationship ends up having these type of conversations at some point in time, and their ability to overcome it is what will really test their relationship. um, when you get married, I've been married before. When you take those vows, for the most part, people that do go that long haul, they're very serious in their vows and what they plan to do in the future with that individual. So when somebody falls short of that, it's a very hurtful thing. It's a very painful thing. And seeing Will, in the space that he's in, like, you can tell, like, this is not acting. Even though they're both actors, this is not acting. They're not acting in this situation. Like, this is real. This is real life. you know um this is about relationships, and there's probably no better topic right now um uh about uh black people than relationships. This whole situation that we have right now, as far as fighting for black lives and things of that nature, it's all about bringing in the family and rebuilding our families and doing what we got to do. As far as the infrastructure, it's the most important part. This is the most important conversation, like right here. You know what I'm saying? This is more important than anything. So, you know, what I'm gonna say, before I get into it, I want to hear what the people have to say, and then I'm gonna say what I have to say. But let me get into what the people have to say first and foremost. Um, let's see here. Lance said, uh, in this journey that we call life, as long as you are not hurting anyone, uh, do do as you please. Okay, I think that's a matter of perspective, right? Um, you know, as long as you aren't hurting someone. It's like now everybody's so sensitive in the United States that it's really not hard to hurt somebody. It's really not hard, because it's like, where do you even draw the line? People will say the craziest things. Even there's some relationships, even a person looking some way is like they consider that cheating. You know what I'm saying? If you just you say something to somebody or whatever, you text somebody, you cheating. It's like, there's so many different ways that can be interpreted. So as long as that's just vague. As long as you don't hurt somebody, you can't help sometimes even some people that get hurt because of their sensitivity levels. So you never know, you know, uh, how far that can go. You know what I'm saying? Unapologetic 662 says nobody finds it weird that this came out after she was defending her daughter against the pedophile. Yeah. When we're dealing with Hollywood, yeah, a lot of things that a lot of things seem to be coincidences that are just unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? They're just unbelievable, and you can't look at it as a situation where, um, some things are just one off. You can't even do that anymore. I would love to rule it out and say, no, it's not weird, but yeah, it is weird. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't rule none of this shit out no more because you never know. You can't put nothing past nobody no more. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Um, he also says that he believes the gay community paid him to come out with this. I doubt that. I highly doubt that. Um, I don't. He didn't come out with it. August Alsina is the one who came out and opened up his mouth. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know that man. I don't know what his reasons were uh, for it, but at the end of the day, it's out there now. So somebody got to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? We don't know all the ins and outs. Even what we see on TV, we don't know all the ins and outs. You know what I'm saying? But we still uh, because they live their lives in the limelight and because they put themselves out there, now we it makes grounds for opinions. You know what I'm saying? It's just too easy to turn and act like this ain't nothing after all these years we saying, yeah, power couple, power couple. We want to be like Will and Jada or Jay-Z and Beyonce or Barack and Michelle, to now just act like we don't see this shit. Like nah, that's not real to me. That's not real at all. Like you're gonna have to address that shit. See what I'm saying? Um, it is what it is. Um, Okay, she said, I mean, in a physical manner. Yeah, in a physical manner, definitely. If you don't hurt somebody physically, do you? You know what I'm saying? Diane Johnson says, we have to show the young something different when it comes to black love and how we grow in relationships. The only thing we are showing them that uh, our black love is stress and struggle. I do think that there is a imbalance, but I don't think that that's the only thing that we're showing them. I would revise that just a little bit. I don't think that it's the only thing we're showing them. I do think that we're showing them an imbalance and in some cases, I think it's not us that's showing them that. I think what we see on the media and things of that nature and how they portray us is as if that's the only thing that's happening in our communities, and I believe that that would be a incorrect image that they're showing about black families and black fathers, black mothers, and just black lives. They really have an imbalance on how they're doing things. Peace, Tashi. What up? Can you hear me? She got to get her audio going. Black Atypical says, seemed like they as adults had a large portion of miscommunication, and it seemed that they should have handled this business elsewhere. Uh, yeah, I mean, it's easier said than done, is what I'll say to that. Black Atypical. When you're a celebrity, you got people watching your every move. People look at fame and they think that you know fame is the best thing that you could possibly have in the world, but it's one of the worst things that you could have. It's like it's a gift and a curse. You don't want to be walking up the street and then some random stranger just coming up to you taking pictures of you and what I'm saying, and posting it on the internet and everybody knows who you are. Like, what I'm saying? So it's not like, wherever you are and whatever you was doing is going to be a secret. Everything that you do from the moment you step out of your house, you got paparazzi taking pictures of you. You can't go to the bathroom. You can't enjoy just a regular day, with your family and friends and stuff like that because everything you're doing is being watched. Peace, Tashi.
Peace, family. Peace, love and light, y'all.
Peace, peace, peace. Yeah, so we talking this Will and Jada situation. You know what I'm saying? Young brother just said that that he feels that this should have been handled, business that should have been handled elsewhere. How do you feel about that?
I do feel that way as well. A lot of things we have to learn to leave at home, but I do understand why they came out, like they said. And I would tell everybody, like, we got to stay focused. This is old news. This
Mhm,
is not nothing new. They're showing us a repeat of what they showed us about 4 years ago when this happened. And
mhm.
there was other things with this story with Will taking responsibility for his part as well. So I understand, like they said, when it gets to the media, they start twisting stuff. So they decided to come out and show us as real as you can get as a couple. Like I tell people, it's hard for a couple to sit there and really admit their stuff. And I've been in a relationship over 16 years. And I tell people, it's still, and I'm like, it's levels to this. You cannot just sit down and just be like, look,
Right.
we did this. I made this mistake. This is what happened. And we cool with this.
Right.
And I think that's what got a lot of people, because honestly, a lot of people cannot be that real. So I tell people, I understand why they did come out, because they wanted everybody to see, look, everybody sitting here sweating this situation. They're not sweating this situation. They've been through that already. Like Will said, why now is what he's trying to figure it out. Like, they've been through this. And now the media loops it back. And now we have this big thing to say. And now everyone is distracted once again, worried about a situation that really don't have nothing to do with nobody's bedroom. Like
Mhm.
you said, it's levels to this. Right now, we're going through the pandemic. We've been, I tell people, black couples, black people, period, we've been doing what we are supposed to be doing in order. So here they come with a big distraction. Now look at us arguing as black people. This is getting into black couples' bedrooms, and and it's making a mess. But these people, like I tell people, at the end of the day, they cool. Now we sitting here arguing, all distracted, caught up in their mess, and they're just come to tell us like we're cool. So some things is like I get it, and certain things we are supposed to keep in our bedroom. But like we always tell people, there is a time to speak, and I felt like they felt this was their time to speak.
Yeah. Devon just said something powerful. She said Jada is a healer who needed healing too. Um,
Right.
Before we even go to that, the next sentence that you said, Devon, I just wanted to hit on that. A lot of times when we have healers, people that do energy work and things of that nature, we look at them as almost like the inhuman teachers, scholars, whatever it is. We look at them as if they're not human beings themselves, and they don't go through situations and they don't go through challenges. And I think that we need to get a full view of just human beings in general. Like when you're dealing with a human being, they are just that. They have feelings, emotions, and they go through the same situations that you go through. You don't want to put anybody on a pedestal higher than they should be, or think that they're abnormal. Like they all have these things. They just have a better way of hopefully not letting you see it. You know what I'm saying? You think there haven't been times in these 20 years that they both didn't go to bed crying? You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Going to bed hurt, or or even, you never know how far it goes with them. Whatever they do or how they get through it, you never know. You know what I'm saying? And they seem to me like the type of individuals that can be very, very secretive about what's going on, to the point where you would never know. This is just what the tip of the iceberg. If this is what actually came to light, remember, this is only the tip of the iceberg. This is what they're choosing to share. So there's probably way more things that have happened in this relationship that you'll never ever know about. So if this is something small to them and they can share it to the world, then there's a whole lot more things that are happening. She said August was speaking his truth. Will already knew. They are very open and honest with each other. Yeah, absolutely. I think that they are very open and honest with each other, and they can take it. You can't go 20 years and not be able to take it. If this was something that was really hurtful, that to that point, that bad, they wouldn't be together right now. It would have never, they would never definitely sit at no round table and talk about it. Just,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
like, nah, hell no, because I don't rock with you. You don't rock. Nah, we're not. What for? What? We don't even rock with each other. So the fact that they sat down at the table and spoke about it should tell you that that it's a lot deeper than what even y'all think. See what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, come on. Joe Gigolo says it was not personal. They only came out for a business move. Some of that could be involved with it
And
too.
that
Yeah,
too.
I'm sure they got more views on this particular show than they got in any red table talk they've ever had. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's on the table too. They not no dummies. They trying to get that bag too. You know what I'm saying? So and they masterful at it. So you dealing with some geniuses here. You're not dealing with idiots sitting at the round table that's just in this debacle of a relationship. They could care less what y'all think. They've gotten, what I'm saying? It's actually like they got hit with different things, so many different angles. Like it ain't nothing like this situation right here. You got the Tupac talking, the Tupac situation, that whole thing. Like it was a whole lot going with this relationship. So this really ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? K. Michelle said exactly, Joe. This is what that's the PR move. They know they are in an open relationship. Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? So we ain't gotta keep always falling for the okie doke. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, because they have been the model relationship, we can't let this get away from us and not speak on it, because people are gonna take the wrong interpretation of what's going on. And when I drop the bomb on y'all on what the real interpretation is, I don't know if y'all even ready for it, because y'all know I can't leave y'all without knowledge. So I definitely drop some shit on y'all. But Shannon said, my question is, what was the agreement? I don't share, but Will must have let that ish roll. What was he into to let her tangle up with any random, let alone just August? What did they think would happen? Well, August is not random. He's not just some any old dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's pretty well known. August, August has a pretty strong following of people, and he's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? August wasn't, some, I'm not gonna say no other names, but he wasn't one of those that just trying to steal people girlfriends. Like that's not his thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? August was a really good, genuine human being. He was a sick individual for a very long time, and apparently Jada had some things that could help him out. No pun intended, but she did help him to heal in more ways than one. But she did help him to get better because he looks a lot better than what the last time
Right.
in August. You know what I'm saying? And if he's crediting that to her, like, hey, listen, bro, if that's what it took to revive your life, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm not mad. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, of whatever happened, as far as my personal opinion, it ain't got nothing to do with me. So I'm not gonna get mad about it. You know what I'm saying? But I do have my opinions in reference to what's going on. Um, Sharon says, I get it, but not sure why this is something to discuss. Everyone has something to say, but we have so much more to focus on, like self. Let's not get off track as to what is really going on. I agree with you with that. But I also believe that we as a people are multifaceted, that we could have a conversation about Will and Jada and also talk about black rights and also talk about reparations and reparations, also talk about how to make money. We could also talk about, sports. We could talk about, a lot of different things and still be focused on our goal and do what we got to do every single day. You see what I'm saying? There's some people who obviously can't. But I believe on this speed, we have collectively, I think that we have very strong-minded people here that get it. You know what I'm saying? We know how to discuss the things. Because here's the thing: if we can't tackle the things that's going on in everyday life, then what's it all for? What's it all for?
Right.
When we talk about Kemet and we talk about the things that help empower us, if we can't use that in our everyday lives, then what are we doing? What exactly are we doing? What is Black lives, right? If we talking about, people talk about Black Lives Matter as the quote, right? Or just us in general being able to live. What is that if we can't talk about marriage? If we can't sit down and talk about the aspects of marriage and how to get through certain things of marriage, and not use a real life scenario as an example as to how we should handle certain things. You see what I'm saying? So we can't be, like I said, we can't be so conscious that we forget that the real world actually exists. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because when you leave here, you got to deal with your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend in real life. So you have to be able to talk about these things. And you got to be mature enough to realize, hey, listen, there's levels to this. And, we should be able to have some of these things, these issues on the table, especially when we're talking about celebrities, the ones that your children are watching every day. Your children are watching the Fresh Prince on TV. Some of them grew up and they watch. Some of us we watch Set It Off. They're watching Jaden Smith. Some of them are fans of Jaden Smith. They've been watching the Karate Kid and all that. They know that that's their parents, So if we can't sit down and discuss these things and put it into a pot of gumbo and get it mixed right, it's not going to look good for us in the future. It's not going to look for us good for us at all. See what I'm saying? Joe Gigolo. What about the cops that murdered a girl in her own home? Yeah, we get that, but that's not the topic of conversation right now. We talk about that literally every day. Every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We talk about that all the time. Cheryl Lee said, did she take advantage? Divine. He seems to have come out the better from the relationship. He has. And I will concur with that. When I look at him, and when I saw him, years ago, I was like, oh man, August don't look like he gonna make it through the end of the year. That's how he looked the last time I saw him. He was in the hospital bed, not looking good. And when I saw him in the interview, I was like, oh wow, like okay, he's good. He's good. And if he credits that to the relationship that he had with Jada, then hey,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like that's what relationships are for. It's supposed to make you a better person, right? Like that's what it's for. If it don't make you a better person, then hey, then maybe I'll be upset about that. The net was talking and let's give them something to talk about now. It's a power move. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a power move. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, But I do think that there's some lessons that we could take from this. I think there's some major lessons that we can take from this, and like I said, I'm gonna get into that in a little bit. Um, what else we got here? Cheryl Lee. She may have helped him, but that's like the teacher sleeping with the student. They both may have wanted it, but well, I don't think the teacher sleeping with the student is helpful to the student. I don't think that's a life saving endeavor. I don't think that's a good analogy.
But she did admit he helped heal her too. So she
That's right.
discussed that she thought that she was healing. And I could tell people like, as being empaths and healers, because I'm the same way, it attracts. And sometimes you think you're doing something for somebody, and then that gets to you. So she did admit that while she was healing him, he helped her heal herself.
Yes, yes, and I'm the type of individual too. Like I don't get healing from somebody giving me different like wordplay and things of that nature. It's very rare. I receive my healing by helping others. See what I'm saying? Like if I'm messed up, then I receive my healing by helping other people. That helps to make me feel better about my situation and myself and what I need to do. Sometimes I'll be preaching to myself. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? And help individuals, through their mess. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll see certain things like, oh wow, you know what I'm saying? I understand what this person's going through. I can help, get them through this, boom, boom, boom. And then that helps me to apply it in my everyday life as well when I come into that situation. See what I'm saying? So
Right. I tell everybody when I post, those posts is halfway for me. And they might be helping you guys, but they help me because I'm healing through my post as well. So when I'm posting and it might be helping you, it's helping me.
mhm. You know how many times I've gone back and I watched some of my old videos and it brought me out of situations. Like I'll sit there and I'll watch myself. That's my queen. She'll tell you. I'll be sitting there, I'll be watching myself. It'll be something from 2017, 2018. I'll be like, damn, I said that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be like, wow, like shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I really feel like sometimes, that the ancestors, your body is just a vessel. And
Right.
speaking through you, when you tap in, when you truly tap in, it's like you're not even there. And something else is really helping you to get through that situation and help to edify you. And we look at it and we claim it as ourselves, but a lot of times it's not even us, really.
Nope.
You know, we tapping in. We tap. That's why we call it the tap in podcast. When we drop the podcast, we call it the tap in because really that's what we're doing. Ultimately, is we're tapping into a higher source of information, and we could talk about any and everything when we do. You see what I'm saying? So what I want to do is I want to talk about something here that I don't think I'm not gonna say I don't think. I think now we're in a space where we can actually talk about it. Is for what I see here when I look at Will and Jada, um
Mhm.
I see something very different than what everybody sees. The lay person is going to say, well, look at Jada's look at Will's expression. This is what you realize when this is the face you make when you realize your girl is a hoe. And I've seen that on the internet. This is what it looks like when you're looking at somebody and she's a liar, and da 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 da. Whatever. Whatever, however people want to piece it together, that's their own opinion. But I'm gonna help you guys to hopefully ascend here for a second. Because I want to give you the real deal of what's going on and what we're dealing with here in America primarily. Um when we're dealing with right now the essence of divine masculine and divine feminine, um trying to balance things out here in America. um we have the Me Too movement, we have feminist groups running wild, Black Lives Matter, and their agenda with the homosexual movement. We have all these different things that are trying to balance out masculinity and femininity. um and I think that it's time for us to start bringing up real conversations about relationships, especially when we're dealing with Black people, um, and how we see monogamy. Let's talk about it. Because I think that we are mature enough to really start looking at science and nature in a more pertinent way, a more important way, and a truthful way. Okay. right now we are dealing with a culture where a woman who produces one egg per month, one egg per month, a total of 12 eggs a year. Okay. And then out of maybe one of those weeks, some of them two, they're on periods. On periods. So their sexual arousal, for the most part, is about on average 2 to 3 week stretch. And here you're dealing with a man who produces millions of sperm every single day. I want y'all to look at me when I say this. I'll bring you back in a minute. You're looking at a man who produces millions of sperm every single day and a woman who produces one egg a month. Okay? And the consensus of here in America is that a man who has the urge to want to be with multiple women, he is considered lowly or downright dirty dog when he wants to do that. He's a downright dirty dog. And a woman who cheats on this man for whatever reason, she is also considered to be a downright dirty dog. Okay? But the reality is this. These false standards that we put on relationships is what really is the problem. These false standards that we put on relationships is what really is the problem. Because let me tell you something. Anytime you are dealing with marriage, anytime you are dealing with how this thing is supposed to go, anytime you are dealing with what a relationship is supposed to look like, and you find out its origin, I'm going to tell you something. It didn't start from the ancients in the jungles. It didn't start from nature. That's not where it came from. Human beings are the only ones who feel some type of way when somebody looks at somebody and admires how they look. If a man is walking down the street and a woman walks down the street and she looks beautiful, a man doesn't need to have to feel that he has to curb his goddamn penis from getting hard. That shouldn't be what it is. It's a natural thing. It's like giving somebody a whole gallon of water and telling them you got to take a 20-hour plane flight and you're not allowed to use the bathroom. This man is producing millions of sperm every day. Now, it's easy for a woman to sit here and say, oh, nah, you got the whole lot and you got the chill, but you ain't a man. You ain't a man. You're not a man. That's another problem in America, is that women think that they're men, and men think that they can understand women and how they do their bodies. You don't know what it feels like to not be able to really. Let me tell y'all something. Don't y'all know sperm is a living thing? Sperm is a living creature inside of your nutsack. Millions of them. And you're producing millions of them every single day. The man is designed to spread his seed. That's what he's designed to do. A man could get into a relationship, right, with a woman and be with that woman. A man could then go and spread his seed to about 10 different women. And guess what? He don't feel no type of way about the 10 different women he just spread his seed about. He don't. But for the sake of being in a relationship, he gonna pretend for your ass to make it seem like, oh, there's no other woman for me. There's no other woman that I've ever been sexually aroused to. That's a goddamn lie. Oh, that nigga gay.
Right.
That nigga's gay. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. You see, every creature in nature, unless you're dealing with a goddamn like a wolf, they're all polygamous, all of them. But the culture here in America is that you are sinful because of whatever God you worship today. You're sinful if you have these feelings or even if you act on them. Nature would not give a man 1 million sperm if he was supposed to just, hold on to that shit. Nature wouldn't have did that. Nature wouldn't have did that. He would have gave us 1 and 1. But I'm gonna tell you something. The majority of women here in America aren't even mature enough to handle this conversation. Huh? Because it's reinforced by all the things that we had, the things that we see on TV. You get bashed anytime you see that. Every time a man see a fat ass, he got blood rushing to his dick. Straight up. That's how it works. That's how it works. Every time a man sees something like that, oh, here we go. So now Mystic said emotional maturity is an issue. No, it's not. No, it's not. It don't matter how mature. You could be 100 years old. A man can still produce 1 million sperm at 100 years old. 1 million. Let me pull this up here because you niggas think I'm playing. Hold on. I'm not playing with you niggas today. We got to have a real conversation. This is why in Africa they had multiple wives. During spermatogenesis, your testicles make several million sperm per day. Several million per day. About 1,500 a second. By the end of a full sperm productive cycle, you can regenerate up to 8 billion sperm. Let me stop this. 8 billion, bro. 8 billion sperm in a day. And women realistically want a man, to curb that shit. And y'all only ready to smash 2 weeks out of the month. Nah, B. Nah, we not finna play with y'all today. Let's talk mature shit. Let's talk mature shit. Okay? Okay? So now when a man does that, kudos to him. Kudos to him. But let me tell you something. Every time he does that, he's going against nature. Literally, that's what he's doing. He's going against his natural feeling of things. Your emotions are not things that you're supposed to try to control. Your emotions are things you're supposed to know what they're trying to tell you and act accordingly. That's what emotions do. They're like a dial on your car. I always tell people this. If you're feeling angry, it's telling you like, yo, this situation really affects you. What are you going to do about it? If you're feeling happy, it's telling you like, yo, this situation you like, you should do more of that. Yeah. Like it's a gauge. That's what emotions are. And too many times people try to tie emotions into maturity. Like you shouldn't feel anymore.
No, it don't go away.
It don't go that way. As you get older, it doesn't mean that you're supposed to feel less. Okay. There are no rules in nature that let me tell you something. Even nature favors promiscuity. It does. It literally does. It favors promiscuity. It favors you going out and spreading your seed and creating more. That's what a man is supposed to do. That's literally our job, is to spread the seed so that our population can live. What you're looking at here in America is population control. Everything's about population control. Right now, we're dealing with a pandemic. You know why? It's population control. They're trying to take people out. The issue here is many different variables, because we also have women who are emotionally unstable, and can't even handle this because they don't have the self-esteem.
Right.
That when a man is sexually aroused by another woman, that they still can feel sexy. They can still feel beautiful in the presence, even though he's aroused by another woman. They can't handle it. You see what I'm saying? So when I look at this picture here, I do not see a man who's saying, yo, this woman is a hoe. I don't see that. What I see is a different level of pain. The pain that I see from this individual is a man who has committed adultery first.
And karma and hit him.
I see a man who was forced to act on withholding his natural feelings, and he committed adultery first, and her getting back at him is what he's feeling, because you're never going to hear who Will smashed. Huh? Don't play with me today. You're not going to hear who Will smashed. You see what I'm saying? Because he's not going to put himself on a chopping block. There's a reason why Jada did what she did. Let me give you the truth. Because I know women as well.
Right.
Okay? Jada did what she did as a payback.
Exactly.
But the problem here is that with men, like I said, there's no emotion tied to that whatsoever. This is why a man can go and cheat on somebody 10 times uglier than you.
Got no face.
10 times uglier. He don't even care. All he was trying to do is get his nut off. Huh? Y'all don't understand how men bodies work. Okay? But a woman is a different story. Because you only get one of those a month, mama. One a month. Huh? And you save that one for this? Ooh. That's a different type of. See, women don't just get their bodies up like that for nothing. Like they indulge into a, like he said, if you listen to Will's words, he said he was upset at the fact that she didn't call it a relationship. Huh? She called it an entanglement. That's
it was an entanglement.
It was an entanglement. And that was the most disrespectful thing because now you're lying. Now you're lying. Huh? Huh? See, she actually had a spiritual attachment to this brother August, which is very, very different from how a man goes out and does his entanglement. Okay?
Right.
Okay, it's very, very different. Men physically and according to nature don't feel shit, B. They really don't. But women, when they go out and they what we call cheat, and they put that word on there as a negative connotation for a reason. When they go out and they cheat, it's very, very different. And they have emotional and spiritual attachments to the individual that they cheat with. So it's a deeper level
right.
of violation. And unfortunately, that's how nature created it. It's not a perspective that I'm giving you. This is how nature created it. You see what I'm saying? And I think that y'all need to understand that when we're dealing with the diaspora of men and women, a lot of people try to put that part of the game on an equal playing field, but no, it's two totally different operations. Men are designed to give. Men are designed to give off and spread. Women are designed to receive. You see? They're designed to receive. So when you understand the true aspects of divine masculine and divine feminine, now you understand what exactly is going on and the different levels of pain that's being experienced here. It's not just, oh yeah, you did it to me, so I'm gonna do it to you. That's not what it is. It's a totally different level of pain, a totally different level of violation. And nature is what explains this story to the T. But because we in America have over-sexualized things, we are not mature enough to deal with this situation. We're not mature enough to speak about it in an honest way, because men also have things that they have to face, and the double standards that are placed on men, and women also have double standards as well. Women go out and they cheat. They're looked at as if they're hoes, as if they'll just, they'll just fuck anything. But really, that's not the case. A lot of women, their emotions, their psyche is being played on here in America. The black woman's psyche is probably the most attacked thing here in America. It's the most attacked thing. If they control black women's psyche here in America to the point where they even go against their own man in their own household. Their own household. They'll kick their own man out the household for some goddamn food stamps. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to build something, they'll kick the man out the household just so they can have food stamps. That's the type of matrix that the black woman is in and the things that they have to fight against. So understanding both sides of the ledger is the key here. You see what I'm saying? That's why. Shannon said, how do men feel the aftermath but not the acts before? This is fascinating. I'll tell you why. Because you have a million little parasites that are in your nutsack. And all you can focus on is those billions now that we know are billions of parasites in your goddamn nutsack going crazy. You see what I'm saying? A man, when a man goes through puberty, let me tell you what happens when a man goes through puberty. He'll be sitting there in the middle of the goddamn classroom in high school, and the teacher will be freaking talking about outer space, planets, and intergalactic stars, and for no reason at all, a man's dick will get hard. For no reason. For no reason. It has a mind of its own. And a lot of people be like, yeah, you're thinking with your dick. It's like, no, it really does think. Those are people in there. Huh? Those are children in there. And it really does think. It does what it wants to do. And really, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like it's very hard to control that shit. Even people try to pretend like, oh yeah, I'll be controlling. Huh? Stop. You know what I'm saying? You can't control it. It does what it wants to do. You literally have to train yourself to think about other things to make it not do that. This is why men, even when they're in bed, why you might have a man that prematurely ejaculates. Why? Because he can't control that shit. He has to think about other shit. Niggas have to think about fucking potatoes jumping over fences to keep niggas aroused. You see what I'm saying? Like real shit. Like y'all don't realize y'all really don't study men the way men study women. You see what I'm saying? You really don't. And I'm giving y'all the straight truth. I'm giving y'all the straight truth. And y'all have to understand that shit. Like it's very, very real. And I think that the double standards that we have here in America is what's causing us to get in situations that make us look like this. You know, when we sit at the table talking to each other. This is not what a relationship is supposed to look like when you're talking to each other about loving each other and sex and all. You know, it ain't supposed to look like that. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be involved in that much pain. The reason why it's that much pain is because they don't even understand each other and what's going on. That's what it is. When you're confused and you don't have the ability to control what's going on, that's when you start experiencing the pain to that level, to where it's like, you know what? I can't even say nothing.
Right. I knew that when they said bad marriage for life. It's like now y'all speaking spells over y'all marriage, but y'all just telling us how good y'all are. Now y'all done threw that all over and threw it out the window because y'all said bad marriage for life. No, y'all are learning. And just by y'all sitting there and understood what y'all went through to get through, that was good enough. You didn't even know nothing bad about the marriage.
We saw it all already.
Right.
You know like you don't have to tell us. You know, that all the rest of that is just a facade for the people. Like, what you going to do? Would somebody come out and say every single day, yeah, my relationship is bad, my relationship is bad? No, you're going to say my relationship is good. You want to speak good things over your relationship. You're never going to do that. The whole point is to try and keep building it up and saying, no, it's going to be all right. We're going to be good. Boom, boom, boom. You know, that's how you keep a relationship going, by speaking positive and words of life and affirmation into your marriage, into your relationships. You see what I'm saying? But it ain't hard to tell when you're dealing with somebody that just doesn't know what the hell is happening. The two of them, there's a disconnect to where they just don't understand each other. And when you look at it, you know, they're both, I would say more so Jada than Will. Jada is masterful at being able to use divine knowledge, esoteric expression, and spirituality to not take accountability for herself. Ooh. There's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of spiritual and people that can speak on healing, and they're very good at telling other people what to do, but they don't know how to apply it to themselves. When it's time to apply it to themselves, it becomes manipulative, because they don't see themselves as the issue. You see, they don't see themselves as the issue. Even when they say it's me, they really don't believe that. They really don't believe that. They just say that. You see? And you can read that when you hear her say, I had an entanglement, because she just could not say the words.
Right. I was sleeping with him.
Right. I smashed the homie. She couldn't say I smashed the homie. She just couldn't. It couldn't come out of her mouth. She couldn't take accountability for what she had done. You see what I'm saying? So you have to be really, really careful. You know, and the unfortunate thing is that we have a lot of black leaders that get put in this position, to be examples, and they're going through these things, but they don't have the ability to take the self accountability for the things that they do. They just, you see what I'm saying? And I'm going to take the initiative because nobody's saying it. I'm the first person that's saying this. Is that the issue is not the fact that they were quote unquote cheating. The fact that the issue is the fact that cheating is an actual thing, that it actually like exists, and it's not something that we can understand as to why somebody does what they do, why men do a certain thing and why women do a certain thing. It's because the expectations that are set on both parties are unrealistic. Unrealistic, especially living here in America. I have a friend, and she's well endowed, and she broke it down to me. I think it was like 2 years ago. She said, "Brother, you don't know how hard it is for me to even go to the store because of all the cat calling that I get." I never thought about this. Well, like with women who were blessed with beauty, right? And she said, I can't wear the clothes that I want to wear, and some of the clothes that I see a lot of other women wear, because I might not even make it to the store. When I walk down the block, people will actually disrespect me and smack me on my ass, and and just violate me. You know what I'm saying? Or just say things, and if I don't respond to them in a certain way, they can even get upset and try to hurt me. You know what I'm saying? And I never thought about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what women have to go through on a day-to-day, just because they look good. You see what I'm saying? And on the flip side of that, guess what? Some of those men who are actually hollering at this woman, they probably are handsome men, right? They're probably a men that she probably would date.
Yeah.
So think about that. That's your girl going out every day, and she has to deal with men trying to holler at her every day, right?
Yeah.
Think about that.
And it is hard because even you deal with it with sometimes friends, and like you said, because you cannot help it. Men are attractive to women that even I know I downplay when I go around my friends, even their husbands or other situations when men are around, because they're going to look.
Mm-hmm.
Like I tell people, I'll be a fool if I don't think my man looking at another woman. And like you said, if he ain't looking at another woman, you gay. What you looking at, a man? Like,
that's weirdo shit. It's like, come on, B. You see what I'm saying? So at some point we gotta be honest. We gotta be honest. There's a major double standard here that's going on in America, and specifically in America, it's just bad. The way that we treat sex, the way that we treat even just beauty, just people of beauty, and how we over sexualize everything it's working against us now. When I look at black people and the way they respond to certain things, like even when I see them in the club and stuff like that, and the way they act, I always don't look at it as they're just immature and they're acting crazy. I always look at it as, this is a certain part of our DNA that hasn't been dealt with in the right ways, that it hasn't been channeled in the right direction. When I see men, men throw money, you see them boom, 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 right? You know what it tells me? It tells me that money really has no value. That's what it tells me when I see black people do those things.
right.
The black, just the way that we act, the things that we do says a lot about our primitive culture, our ancient culture, rather. I won't say primitive, ancient culture. See what I'm saying? The things that we do tell our story. Men who have millions and millions of women, it tells me it's like, so, men have this thing where they want the majority of men, most men. If I ask them, I say, yo, if you had the option to choose one woman in your bed versus 2 or 3, what you think they're gonna say? What you think they're gonna say? Be honest. What you think they're gonna say? And then when you go back into ancient culture and you look and you say, okay, the kings had multiple wives, 7, 8. It's like, why? It's because nature actually designed them for that. And they shouldn't have to feel bad because that's how they were designed. And I feel that that's wrong. I feel that at some point we have to honestly discuss it and say, hey, listen, when a man takes this gesture, it's a noble thing. It's a noble thing. See what I'm saying? But to say that a man is a dog for having those feelings, I can't ride with that. I can't ride with that. Mm-mm. So, as far as this relationship with Will and Jada, the thing that I think hurts me the most is the fact that the children that are watching, Willow and Jaden, this is the part that hurts me the most because they don't have a clear understanding. They're being brought up under the same, in my mind, I look at it as curses. They're being brought up under the same false ideology of what men and women in their relationship is supposed to look like. Their relationship is supposed to look like. To some extent, I mean, I'm be 100 with y'all. Even when I see the the people that we talk so much about, they can sit down and have these discussions. They can sit down and have these discussions, huh? They'll sit down and
man. They got families. Like
they'll sit down and have a whole goddamn interview with a woman that the man is trying to smash, huh? They'll have a whole goddamn interview and they'll record the shit, huh? All that type of shit, like you know what I mean? Like it's weird. It's just weird. It's fucking weird. The fact that we can't, sit down and have these conversations without you being dragged in the mud. For you being able to do that. The fact that they sitting at this red table and people are making memes about them and laughing and, just making fun of them and shit. And it's like, yo, this is a real serious conversation. Like, where's we going with this? This is the best that we got right now as far as black families. We done lost Bill Cosby. That was the best image that we had was the goddamn Huxtables.
Right.
That's over with.
And so, they created that for us.
Where we going with it? Where we going with it? So I think that we do, we owe it to ourselves when we have situations like that to speak on it in an honest way, in a truthful way, right? And for me, truth just being mature, means being mature about it. That's what when I talk about maturity, and we say like, oh yeah, it's because he's immature. I say no. If he's being truthful, that's being mature.
Yeah, I feel like with everybody relationships, you just do what make you happy. I don't care if you got an extra wife, another man. It's your business. Mm-hmm. Like I tell people, if it makes that relationship happy, I'm to the point where I tell everybody, you create your own reality. Because like you said, we were taught a lot of things, even as women. You're taught that this man's going to come take care of you. Now I see a bunch of women, he don't want to pay my bills. He's not supposed to. He's not obligated to. Yeah. What are you bringing to the table?
Like, what are you talking about?
But it's because we were taught that way. Oh, your man got to live with you. Who said that?
Who said that? Who said that?
Like, you got to be married at a certain time. Why? Because look at this. This is called marriage. Has nothing to do with their relationship. It was the whole marriage. And that's why everybody getting crazy. Oh, she was married. But they said they were separated. You do have legal separations as well. So that's what I tell people, there's levels to this. And like you said, it's the wordplay. It's everything. And I just feel like everybody need to just do whatever you want to do at home. If you want to have women, if your women like women, keep it in your home. Just leave it there. That's when things get crazy. Because when you put it out there, then everybody got something to say. And actually, everybody's not going to bed with you at night.
Facts. And they're at the point where they're okay. They're okay with it. At the end of the day, somebody said something that I think was correct in the way that she put it. Valentino is love says, she said they do love one another and won't divorce. I believe that. She says, but their relationship is open. August's problem was that he thought Jada was going to leave Will.
Right. He got caught.
Absolutely. And that's what I think is what happened in this situation. I really do believe that Will and Jada are good.
Yeah, I do too.
I do. I believe Will and Jada is going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to come up off this, do a couple movies and make even some more money. And then you're going to hear from the kids in due time. They're gonna drop some shit.
Right.
Jaden probably gonna drop a fire ass album. You know what I'm saying? And drop a line or two that, you know what I mean? It's gonna be crazy. You know what I'm saying? I think
Right.
dope, actually. You know, we get to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, black marriage hasn't been able to be talked about in a long time. And let me tell y'all something, to each his own. If you're in a relationship, you don't have to get married, man. Don't stop letting people make you believe that if you ain't married, then you ain't in no goddamn relationship, and it ain't real. You see what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of people that's miserably married.
Right.
Miserably.
Right.
And they wish they never would have did it. Never would have did it. Huh? So don't go jumping out the window from somebody else's expectation as to how your life is supposed to go. If you and your partner have a thing and y'all understand what that thing is, as long as y'all on one board, that's all that matters.
Right.
All that matters. In due time, if you figure, okay, I want to go and get married, you know, yada yada, then you go ahead and you do that. But don't let somebody else's expectation run your life or how you feel that your life should be going. You know what I'm saying? Get your ass off the internet. Stop looking at everybody else's relationship, because everything, as you can see from this example, everybody posts ain't necessarily
good. And all gonna come over, like they said. All gets good with the family. He part of the family. That's why I'm like, look.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Everything that you see on TV, everything that glitters ain't gold.
Right.
Everything that glitters ain't gold. They go through challenges. And no matter what walk of life, and this is the key thing, no matter what walk of life you're in, you're gonna go through challenges.
Exactly.
Okay? Don't let somebody make you feel like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's because they went against the ways of God. It's like, get the fuck out of here, because the majority of the people that are getting married are born again Christians. And 50% of them are ending in divorce, statistically. 50%. Okay? So if we're talking about divorce, we're talking about mostly religious people. The people that aren't religious don't really give a fuck about that shit. They really don't. It's the ones who are tied into that type of shit somehow, some way, whether it be their mama's religious or their friends religious. You know what I'm saying? If they didn't have to deal with that, they wouldn't even be getting married. They'd just be rocking out. They're having their babies and staying together forever until one of them die. That's how it would happen.
Right.
When you set these expectations and these standards, this is when shit start going left. So y'all really got to understand that, man, and really start delving into the knowledge, true knowledge of self. Just be right and exact, with how you moving, and you'll see some differences in your lifestyle. You'll see some differences in how your life really runs, and your emotions will be more in check, because you'll realize why you're having those emotions. Those emotions are involuntary. See what I'm saying? Those emotions are involuntary. When we're talking about sexual nature, a man just biologically, when a woman comes around, he feels sexually aroused, and vice versa for a woman. When a woman is around a man, she should feel sexually aroused. You're supposed to. That's what these opposites were made to attract. They literally were made to do that, and this is why we have children.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was made to do that. So, anything for me, I rock with nature. If you haven't noticed, I rock with nature. So I don't go against anything that goes against nature. If it's going against nature, I'm just not with it, because I know at the end of the day, it's a belief system. It's not based on truth. It's based on a belief system. Because if you can find one person that's doing it a different way, that means it's not divine law. It's not divine law. You know what I'm saying? And we got to be truthful about the conversation. If you can find one person doing it differently, it's not divine law. So I highly advise anybody on the sound of my voice, just deal with nature, bro. You can never go wrong. This is why some of the things, like I'll be saying, I'll be like, yo, Jamar was saying that like last year. It's like, yeah, because no matter what distraction they give you, or no matter what facade or thing in the matrix they give you, no matter what agent they throw at you, a year from now, 2 years from now, it might even be long gone after I'm dead, the truth arises.
Right.
The truth will always arise. You see what I'm saying? That cream always fizzle up to the top, no matter what. And you can't get around this. There's nothing you can do to get around this. As long as men are producing 1 million sperms a day, I don't hold no man. You know what I'm saying? I don't hold no man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's just how we design. I'm sure men probably wish that they could be the ones that probably could create babies, so we can design them how we want. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure some brothers probably want that, but they see the pain involved with it. They probably like, oh no. Hell no. Y'all can,
We will be on a major shortage.
huh? Y'all can have that. You know what I'm saying? One of the hardest things for me as a man to realize was that, God is not a man. You know what I'm saying? More than likely, God is a woman. If we want to say God or the divine, you know, but for the sake of the lay, I'll use the word God. Woman, the woman is the one that gives birth. The woman is the divine one in that case. You see what I'm saying? She's divinely made with the X chromosome. See what I'm saying? But I wish I could at will just, I love babies. I wish I could have babies like that. You know what I'm saying? When I see that, it's like, Dad, that's crazy. That's crazy that a woman was designed that way, that perfect. You know what I'm saying? I wish I was perfect like that. But at the same time, it's like, it's give and take. It's give and take. I think that we as a people, if we really sat down and we as black people had these conversations, um, in an honest way, in a truthful way, but you gotta be in tune. You really gotta be in tune with self. You gotta love yourself first off.
Right. That's like what Michelle was just saying. You don't have to worry when you're confident in yourself, when you love yourself within. That's why we always say it starts with self. You can't love nobody unless you love yourself. And once you love yourself and put yourself, you ain't got to worry about what he do because you know where he coming back
Hmm.
to.
Hmm. You have to love yourself, and um, unfortunately, with all the competition out here, our black women got it hard, man. Black women got it hard, because you trying to be an upstanding right woman, you know what I'm saying, and with all the
It's
standards
hard.
you have, you know what I'm saying, and uh, a bad shorty could just come around, and just be shaking her ass loose, and because that man is producing 1 million sperms a day, it's gonna be hard for him not to look.
Right.
You know what I'm
Like, I don't care
saying?
how bad you are. I always tell people, look at Beyonce. Look at the Nicki Minaj. It don't matter what you do, it will still happen.
It don't matter. You talking, when Holly Berry get cheated on, man.
Right. Even
Like,
going back there, like everybody had a problem. Like even going back talking to my aunts and my aunties and it, like this ain't nothing new under the sun. This was been going around for years and years. It's just like you said, they learned to keep things at home
yeah,
and keep things closed, shut door. They didn't talk much about it.
and that's because they go against the laws of nature. And let me tell you why they design marriages and stuff, y'all. Um, they did this to preserve bloodlines, and this is what y'all need to understand. It wasn't about like this whole esoteric thing that they have here about you know uh the 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 amount of weight that they put on love is astronomical, astronomical. Um, Marriages were originally created to preserve bloodlines of the royalty, and when it first started, it wasn't even about love. It wasn't about love. It was about keeping that bloodline pure within the family. You see, so they would even have arranged marriages. It didn't matter whether you loved that person or not. They arranged the marriage. Why? Because they wanted to keep the bloodline pure. See? So here in as time goes on, they started to implement the love aspect, or you can go and you can love on whoever you want, because that's how God intended. That's when that came in, you know. So if you understand the origin of these things, then you understand why certain things actually happen, and the reason why they happen in the way that they do. Like I always like to deal with the root. If you haven't noticed, I always like to deal with the root cause of why things are happening. I don't like to just deal with things when they happen. Um, I like to deal with the root cause of why it happens. That way I don't become reactionary, and you can cut it, nip it in the bud before it gets too crazy. You see? Because then you're just dealing with devils at that point. You're dealing with things that are fake. When I say devils, I mean things that are fake. And so you end up, when we talk about distractions, that's what it is. That's when it becomes a distraction, because you're dealing with the fake part of it. But I think we here on this feed are way more intelligent. We know how to nip it at the root bud, and really it's the standards that we put on women, the standards that we put on men. And I think right now, the climate that we're in is they're all being checked. They're all being checked right now, and people are revisiting it, they're questioning it. This is why you have homosexual movements and stuff like that going crazy, is because they're they're checking it. See what I'm saying? This stuff already existed. But here in America, now they're at a point where they have to redefine everything and recheck everything because something's not right. Something is not tingling. When we have divorces, 50% of them ended in divorce, that means that something is wrong. Something
Right.
is wrong. You see what I'm saying? Like it shouldn't be a hit or miss with something like that. When you take a vow to the creator of the universe, right? Like just think about like
I
every
used to always try to figure out how is there an out. But then but the Bible tell you to love to death do your part, to forgive everything that you're supposed to go through. But then you gonna tell me I can get a divorce, I pay you this much and it's over. But
something is
does the
wrong.
emotions do that end? That's I'm like, it's levels to this. Like
It doesn't make sense, Tashi. Like in any sense of the word. Like how does that happen when you have God involved in it? To where all of a sudden now everything is null. That's just what it is.
one quick payment is over.
Yeah, something's not calibrated. Something's going awry here. And with me, when things like that start happening, you know what I do? I trash the whole shit and I start from scratch.
And sometimes it's like that. Me and the King has done that. Let's go back to when we first met. Let's go back. Let's build this back up together. Let's get back to that exciting when we was young, when, like you said, those feelings that you knew was a good moment. Let's try to go find those good moments because we know the bad is always going to arrive.
Right.
So you learn to deal with it, and it don't have nothing to do with signing a certificate.
Yeah.
Or anything. Because I tell people if we did because of that option, I know me, like you said, it'd be the first little thing. Up, divorce.
Yeah.
And now this is over, but it really ain't over because my babe coming back after a couple, like after we cool down and you deal with your emotions,
Right.
we back to stuff.
Destroy
That's some of the little things that they throw at us, like you said. They just throw these distractions at you.
Because let's be realistic, guys. Like if we asked you what a relationship is supposed to consist of, right? Everybody's gonna have like different opinions. If I asked everybody what love is, everybody's gonna have a difference of opinion. If I asked you what does God sound like, everybody gonna have a difference of opinion of what they think God sound like. It's like there's so many different standards of what people might try to say is the truth and how things should go. And I think ultimately trying to even package it or explain it, once you try and do that, you've already lost. You've already lost. If you ask somebody, say, yo, what you see in this person? Hey, the first person says, I don't know. But the first thing they say is, I don't know. Why would you say that? You see what I'm saying? They say what is it about this person? No, they say it's something about this person. See what I'm saying? But they can't quite
explain. What is it?
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So when you got people saying, oh yeah, because he got a good job, or she's so pretty, and when they take it and they put it in a box, to me it's like, nah, that's not real. As soon as it's not real.
Right, because what happens when he loses that job or those looks fall off? Or when we get older, right? Because it's going to happen. You're going to start sagging. You're going to sit, your teeth are going to fall out. Like, what happens then?
It's a vibe.
Right, you got to be able to vibe with that person.
It's a vibration. So trying to explain it any other way, to me, you already lost. And that's what I see, when I look at this, I see people putting standards on them and trying to explain a relationship. Meanwhile, they ain't even got their shit together. And they trying to say, what they should be doing and what they shouldn't be doing and yada yada. They even got their shit together. It's just weird. I just know that ultimately what we see here in this pic is not really what it looks like as a whole. At the end of the day, when the discussion was over, they slapped 5 and they went on about their way. They slapped 5 and they went on about their way. And y'all still here, thinking that it's like this. And it's not. The situation was he's revisiting the pain.
Right.
But this is not what it was. The only pain that he's feeling now is from the public, from the people having the wrong interpretations. Because I think here today, the people on this feed, we're smart enough. We know, like, they're going to be good. They're going to be all right. But I think him and his family having to watch people drag them is what is painful.
Right.
And he tweeted, he tweeted the word. He just put pain when he tweeted his last tweet, and I think that um, he specifically didn't say what was painful. Um, and I think it's because it wasn't it wasn't a relationship that was painful anymore. I think they've already passed that, especially when you speak about it in public. It's something about putting your dirt on the table that it's a healing process.
Because now he's seeing everybody else's views. So now he feels, oh, this is how people think of me as a man and all of this. And now Jada got to feel like herself. That's why sometimes I tell people to tap out. This
Yeah,
is reasons why you don't see people like Beyonce and all of them in there. Because, and T.I. would tell you, look at his situation. And he told you that's what destroyed my relationship. Not even the cheating and all of this stuff. Because him and his wife, Tiny, another one who agreed. This is what I do for my man. Now he goes out and do what he do, and she gets mad about it. But
yeah,
look where they at today, back on TV, back happy together, and we drug all of that, and that's why even Ti say we destroyed the relationship. The
yeah,
internet, the media, destroyed the marriage. They had to fix their relationship.
yeah, yeah. And Cheryl Lee just said sometimes uh, it it isn't what's built together. Sometimes isn't it what's built together in a one-on-one relationship as opposed to the sexual cheating actually be the problem? The loyalty and the commitment agreed upon doing the building. Uh,
Well, I kind of see what she's saying. She just pretty much means like, when you're in a relationship, it's supposed to the cheating part. But if you're coming to a part where we're supposed to build, like at every situation, like I tell people, I call it commitment. When you're coming into this commitment, are we going to continue to do these things? I tell people I've been in a relationship for 16 years. It was not perfect 16 years. If you tell me you had a perfect relationship, I'll tell you a lie. And if you didn't go through some stuff, why would anybody even want to be in a relationship with you?
right.
So it's like at the end of the day, it's levels to this. But yes, when we come to a commitment and we have sat down and come to agreement on some things, yes, there is a way I have to carry myself and I expect him to carry himself. So don't get it twisted. Yeah, there is still levels, but it's all about overstanding.
Yeah. Overstanding as long as y'all both on the same page. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Staying on the same page is really about all means. Don't make the mistake of of believing that your standard is the way that every standard is supposed to be.
Right.
And I think that that's shut this phone off. I think that's where we reflect, is where we think that relationship is supposed to be the same. The moment we let that go and we stop doing that, then you realize that you got something special. You know
Right.
what I
When
mean?
you realize that bond that y'all got, nobody else, that's it. Nobody else really needs to know. Like I always tell people, what's understood don't need to be explained. Okay. I think too.
Yeah. I had a
Okay.
mic.
But we all both having issues. Let me go back into.
As long as as long as y'all both on the same page, then you're good. See what I'm saying? Divine Maxine just put something dope up. She said relationships equals relating, partnership equals building. Exactly. Exactly. And I agree 100%. You see what I'm saying? As long as y'all building towards something, you know, ultimately it will work. I've seen some relationships that, uh, you know what I'm saying, other relationships, and you think that they hate each other. Like, how they even get together? Like, why they, you know? It seems like all they do is argue when I see them. You know what I'm saying? But it works. It's something about it. Now, mind you, some of them could be toxic. Who knows? We don't know, right? We don't know. But at the end of the day, when you come to an understanding, as long as it's working, and allow people to have their standards as to what they need in a relationship. Some people are okay with, um, you know, I don't know, a woman running the whole household. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. People are okay with men running the home. Some people are okay with men being home. Some people are okay with men not being home. You know, like, there's so many different layers to it. Don't make the mistake of thinking that the way somebody else does it is correct, or the way that you do it is the only way that it should be done. Like it can be done many different ways. Many different ways when dealing with relationships. You know, what I want to say is, you know, hold on, my phone. When it comes to Will and Jada, I commend them, man. I mean, I commend them for being the black couple that they are. The way that I see it, you know, in this day and time, I think this type of conversation is definitely needed. It's definitely something that needs to happen because it's like, what are we out here fighting in these streets for? You know, this is what we're fighting in these streets for our ability to have a platform where we can talk about black relationships on an actual grand scale like this in front of people. See what I'm saying? You know, we seen the white man do it all the time. We've seen white relationships and how they go through shit all the time. We see the president of the United States, Bill Clinton, and you know that whole Monica Lewinsky thing. We've seen all that happen over time. We've never seen the challenges of black people on a grand scale and how we get to work these things out and work through them. And then you wonder why we aren't able to work through them and work them out. See what I'm saying? It's because we don't have a successor to even look up to. So even in this, you can learn something. You can learn what to do and you can learn what not to do in this type of situation. So, you know, don't always look at, you know, when you see drama or what we label as drama on a grand scale as something that's a negative. If you can learn something from it, then it's a positive at the end of the day. It's something we can build on. No, because somebody's going to sit down and they're going to have this conversation. Some of y'all watching this feed, y'all going to be faced with this, and you're going to have to sit down and you're going to need words to say. And guess what? You know what? And some of y'all going to say, I had an entanglement. And guess what? Both of y'all going to laugh.
Right.
You're going to laugh because you know what I'm saying? Because you know what the hell's going on. You know where it's coming from. So it's like you need some of these things to happen so that, you know, when it comes to relationships, people don't take things so crazy to where they can no longer even associate with one another no more. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the goal is to try to move forward, right? When you sit down and you have the conversation. But if you don't have the words to say and you just sitting there and you blank, that's when things go bad. That's when whatever is happening is just, it's where it's at and it's going to stay right where it's at when you no longer have words to say. That's the worst.
When no one's talking, yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got no words for this person. I don't even have them near me. I don't want this person around me. When you got no words for a person, it's over. That's when it's over.
I always tell men when they're not talking, that's the problem. It's over already. It's no more to discuss because when we stop talking, it's done.
There's nothing to talk about at that point. You see what I'm saying? So having a Will and Jada, you know, I'm grateful for them. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful to have examples of people like that being able to sit down on a table and put it out there, even though it's painful. You know, and for some it might be entertaining and things that they can use as their little tea for this week. At the end of the day, that some people actually learn from that shit.
Right. A lot of people do get it. Like,
yeah. Yeah. Because you don't know what to say. You can't put it out. You can't put it out there unless you put it in yourself, right?
Because you got couples that be hiding it and walking around and it's eating you up and you don't even know how to sit there and bring it to the table where you could just breathe at night. Because like I tell people, like once somebody has shared somebody post, like, okay, and the entanglement is when you get caught up and you got tangled up into something. We all have been there. Some of you are still there and not even honest enough to sit down with your wife or your husband to be like, babe, y'all sitting there living lies.
Right. Right. And people can see through that.
Right. Yeah. It don't look good when you're walking around posting and sitting there posting pictures and all that stuff. And it's like, nah, we see straight through the lies. You're not even happy. And I tell people those are the ones that got to do all the posting. Tell people you'll barely see pictures of me and the king because we don't have to. If you know we've been together forever, it is what it is.
You already know what it is.
Right.
It's the ones that you always see, you know, smiling all the time. Like all the time? Like you ain't never, like, nah, that shit ain't real. Get the fuck.
I always posting the good stuff. Like me and my friend laugh sometimes. We're like, can y'all post the bullshit too? Because we know it's some bullshit. Now, anything
unrealistic. And when people do that, it's like, you know, it's depriving people of being able to learn how to get through it. That's how you learn. That's how you get through it. Because people want to hear your story. People want to know, how did you make it through that? Like what's your mind state at? You know what I'm saying? Like what was it the defining factor that made it okay. You know what I'm saying? That y'all can move forward. You see what I'm saying? Like, because we don't get those lessons in the black community. They're
Now,
gone. They're gone. We don't have people that sit down and can be mentors to black families and show them how they can sit at a table and discuss things without throwing things at one another and being at each other's necks and trying to kill each other. See what I'm saying? You have two adults sitting at a table having a dope ass conversation. That's what I saw. That's what I saw.
I commended. I said they were like the realest people I've seen at that
Huh?
time. I said that's why I tell people I commended that. They were like the realest couple I ever seen at that time. You give me gonna sit there and say, look, I did this. And we did this, but I was broken and you was broken too. And I thought that I can fix you through me. And you thought the same thing. So then we lost each other.
Come on.
And then we had to do that. But then through all of this little entanglement and all of that stuff, we found each other. And like I told people, Will said it. He told her at the beginning when we got married, I told you I could love you through everything.
Yeah.
Like he said, this is what I felt like that pain, what his picture was of like, damn, I said everything.
Yeah.
And I missed everything, and this is where we're at. Because like they said, you won't know unless you go through something. Like you don't know what you're gonna go through. Sometimes you could separate and come right back because that's what they needed to grow. I tell people that's at that time when the kids was all enlightened. She took time with her mother to get into spiritual self. Will was out here going a hot mess. Even his oldest son and him was having issues.
Right.
Like you said, the spiritual connection was not there.
Right.
One person was elevating and the other wasn't. So sometimes it's hard because you got this spiritual aspect and then you have somebody that's still stuck on the worldly aspect. And it's hard to be like, babe, I'm not even here no more spiritually. But then you still have that. It's hard. I tell people I go through that like we all ain't gonna be able to connect spiritually. I can't think my king gonna be as spiritually connected as me. It's levels to this. So sometimes we have to learn how to work with each other. I can teach him, he can teach me certain things. I know I'm spiritually connected and divine that certain things he gonna look at me and be like, man, you crazy.
Right. Right. It's that balance.
Right, it's the balance, but I get it, and he see it because he be like, "Well, Dad, whatever she speak, it do come. Like it got to be something there."
Right, and all of that is important. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, there's no one that's there's no part of that is more important than the other, and I think that's where
that's honesty. Just learning that he ain't gonna be what I want him to be. He is his own person. And you're going to keep fighting and arguing, trying to make somebody be who you think they could be. Like, no, you got to continue to do what you got to do. And you let them be who they're going to be. And it's all going to come together. It's about balancing it out.
I think, what was the name? Lauryn Hill. She said it the best. She said, when it comes to relationships, we tend to try and look for somebody to reciprocate us. And as soon as that person stops reciprocating us, we stop loving them. We're looking for like mirror reflections of who we are, expecting them to be like us. You see what I'm saying? And I think that is a profound statement for like, that shit should be like written in stone somewhere on a because it's so true.
It's true.
We set these expectations because of what we think things are supposed to look like, or how this person is supposed to be, on how they should respond, or how they should look, or even down to the smallest of things, like, you know what I'm saying, even how they spend their money, what car they driving, what house they should live in. It's like, yo,
man, like, no, they gotta buy.
They should be watching. Like, sit your silly ass down somewhere. Like, you serious? Like, you're never gonna be happy.
But there are people like that, right? You're never gonna
be like that. There are people who like that, and I think that it's unfair. It's really unfair. I can type my phone. Oh, it's the vibration.
No, it is though. It really is unfair. I tell people like even for women, we do put a hard, and vice versa. Like the women say, like it's about balance, but we put it harder on each other. Even when it comes to men, it's like you cannot think for a person. You don't know what a person's emotion is going through. Like you were saying, like even with women, these hormones and everything. I tell people I'm getting older, so it's getting the best of me, and I try to learn with it. But it's like with the king, it's like nobody got time for these hormones. What is this? Like, but we know with proven fact that this can happen to a woman. We damn near bipolar every goddamn time. Like you snap in between. And there's levels to it, but it's just learning each other as you grow and realizing, okay, she got this with her, he got this with him. You either gonna have to learn to deal with it, or you don't have to be together. And it's that easy too. I tell people we hold on
Yeah.
to things. It's really just as simple as that of saying, you know what? This is not working. Our energies is not conducive.
Yeah.
Like you need to go this way and I need to go that way.
Yeah.
And I tell people we make that as hard when it's easier to just let go. The hardest part is staying in the relationship, trying to deal with it and learn each other.
Come on now. That's the hard part. It's only hard because you're going against the grain. Shit fucked up because you ain't doing what you supposed to. Let that shit go.
Right, but like you said, both parties got to be acceptable.
Come
you as a woman got to look and be like, I ain't all perfect. What did I do? And why is he reacting the way? Why do he want to be in female spaces all the time? Certain things, like you said, you got to be mature enough to, like, sometimes you got to ask your man, what do you like? Like, your man got to ask you, what do I like? What am I not doing to make please you? Because this is a lot of times why people out there running around is really that, because you can't open up yourself and be honest to your man and tell him what you like. But you'll have
that conversation.
Right, just have the conversation and it'll change, and then you realize you ain't got to go nowhere. Because then he going to do, because you done told him that. Now he knows how to please you. And it's hard, like you said, as a woman. It ain't as easy. Like you said, y'all automatically, y'all ready. When it takes time. You got to sensually be there. Like, you got to give it to us mentally. It's a mental thing.
Yeah.
So it takes time. And even with that, it comes with maturity of a man of understanding that. Sometimes you just poking a woman and she's going to get pleased. Right. It's not like some women do the same thing. You're a lady and act like you're satisfied and know daggone well you're not satisfied. So now y'all living in this relationship, not sexually satisfied. Now you're arguing because I tell people you need sex. Like you said, that's nature. Everybody got to release that. You need it. Right. It'll keep it going. And if all that stops in the relationship and y'all not talking, it's like, okay, what's the sense? I know after a while, like, if we ain't talking, what's the sense? You want to break up? Are we together anymore? Because communication is the key. It's hard. I tell people it's very hard to face your truth. But once you do it, you will feel like you can say anything. All right, I did that. Okay. And what's next? That way, when people throw it to you, and I feel that's why Jada came out with that too. Let me speak my truth, so y'all don't have to sit here and keep trying to. You better tell your story.
They're gonna make one.
Right. I'm gonna tell you what I did. Now y'all can go run with that. The entanglement, whatever. At least I said it.
Right.
This is what I did.
Because I remember I seen the memes of like, you had August in like a bathrobe and he in the crib and he's like, yo, Will, did you take the dogs out? Like shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, was it like that? Nah, I couldn't have been like that. Like, nah. Like, she needed to tell her story because this shit about to get crazy right now. She'll say something. You know? I mean, it's just bad. They, man, yo.
Hurt right now, but they need this. And then being the balance, Will is a comedian. I said, I'm sure he's at home. Him and Jada is at home laughing at this. Because just sit back and laugh, and that's when you know you won. When you can sit back and just laugh at everybody and be like, look at these people. They think they know. We gave them a little bit of what we want them to know. And it's good. But I'll just sit back and laugh at everything.
I look at this the way certain scholars that y'all see me go toe to toe with and even talk about online. What people don't know is that after the conversation is over and I said what I said, or this person said what he said, we be on the phone with each other. We be on the phone with each other. Like, yo, you good? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like certain things is like you just have to do. Sometimes you got to address something, right? You have to. No love lost. No love lost. I still respect you as a human being. As long as you respect me as a human being, we good. You see what I'm saying? And that's just that. Now there's some people that cross the line where it's just like, bro, this, it's on site, and y'all should probably know who those are. But then there's certain individuals, we go back and forth, we go toe to toe, and then we still chop it up. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't nothing, and this relationship is still the same. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I would call them on my platform, or they would call me on their platform, just straight like that. And y'all would be like, how the hell they get it? I thought they was beef. No, everything ain't a beef, right? Everything ain't that serious. But some people aren't able to handle that type of energy and move like that and understand the checks and balances of people's mentalities and understanding, like, no, this is how you deal with this person, right? It'll pass. It'll pass. Like, yeah, this too shall pass. You just gotta know.
Right. I'll be okay in 5-10 minutes. Just leave me alone, and then I'll turn it. But when I'm up. Like that's that energy.
Relationships are the same way. It's like, but that person, those two individuals understand each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I believe Will and Jada have. Like, I know they have that. You can't go 20 years and not have that. You just can't.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Been in a long relationship, you get it. You will understand it and you won't question it. That's why some people get it and they like, why is it a problem? I tell people the real ones that really been through something, that been through long-term relationships, they get it. They get it. They get it. I've been there. I've been through some stuff. Like my husband hit me up the other day, like, cuz we understand it because we've been through some ish. And now I'm a married man that's sitting here watching this and it's like that. Like he said, just to see how a couple was just that comfortable with being truthful with each other. Like we don't see that, like you said, because people hiding it. So now, like you said, what they did was set an example, and now we can't sit down and be like, "Look, what you do? You entangle? Like what you got caught up with this week? Anything new happened?
Right.
Like, can we fix it? Can we move on? Like, does this work? Because you don't never know what you're gonna go through until you go through it.
Yeah. You got to actually be in the muck and the mire to see how you're gonna respond to it. You see what I'm saying? Because people say like, yeah, we could do anything, we could do that. Then as soon as it hits, boy, like, what? Like, I didn't think you would respond like this. Like, you never know what somebody's limit is or lack thereof. Some people have no barriers, have no limits, and it's like, and that could be a turn off too. You know what I'm saying? When somebody has no, you know what I'm saying, anything could happen and don't care about nothing. Some people have that as a turn off. People that's a turn on. Like, you just don't know. Like, you really have to go into it saying, I'm making a commitment not to you, but to myself, that I'm going to be able to handle this. See what I'm saying? I'm going to be able to handle this. If you can't handle it, then you shouldn't be in a relationship.
That's when you ask yourself, do you want to be in a relationship? And I tell people, and it's okay, because it's not built for everybody. Because when you understand what comes with the relationship, then you will realize, maybe I ain't for this. I tell people, I messed with my king for a long time. When we was young, I used to want to jump in a relationship, but he used to be very honest. Like, I can't do a relationship right now. I'm out here messing around. I might do something.
Yeah.
And how can you mad? Like, right.
Like,
right.
Yeah.
But when the timing and added up in all due timing, it came together the way it was supposed to be. But I always tell people, for the real facts, he was honest from the get. Like, nah, I'm cheap. Like, wait, this is what's going to happen if we jump into a relationship.
Right.
So I tell people, it's left and when you get it and understand it and really get into, like you said, knowing the roots of all of these relationships and marriage. Because I always tell people, even when I was young, I used to question it. Like, even when we watch slave movies, I'm like, I didn't never see them in no back there talking about something I do. They seen them on site. They got busy on site because, first of all, they have time for all of that. I didn't know where I might be tomorrow.
Right.
So it's like, I'm on site. Then the girl got pregnant. Look, that's my babe. That's wife right there. Now, this is my family.
Yeah.
The court didn't even exist. So then I tell people, so what happened before courts exist and paperwork wasn't written? Like, we went through it. And then they came and threw that bull crap in there and told you, oh, you get married and it meant love. So I'm like, well, what happened to the love that existed before marriage was even created?
And I think it's because they don't even know what love is. They don't.
Right.
And love is balance. Love is finding that medium. And that's what you have to understand. It's not some it's not the positive or the negative. It's both of them combined in a place of Zen or nirvana. That's where you find a love at. That's where love lives. You see what I'm saying? Because all of that is one and the same. Life and death is one and the same. Love and hate is one and the same. You got to understand that. To love somebody, you have to hate something else. Do you know that? To love anything, you have to hate something else. You can't have one without the other. You can't have the salt without the pepper. Up and down, in and out. Like, they complement one another. That's the way it works. So I think that this conversation, like I said, with Will and Jada, was necessary in on so many levels, and
Right.
I hope that people get from it what I believe Will and Jada was actually trying to do. Because remember, they're revisiting this, so to revisit this, that means they're doing it for a reason, right?
Right.
They're doing it for a reason, and I hope that um us as a people, as a collective Black people, get from it what they intended to give, and not look at it as uh my wife is cheating and I'm hurt, and the the layer that appears to be on social media right now, because that's not what it is.
Right.
They wouldn't have slapped five at the end, and it wouldn't be cool at the end, and they wouldn't have been together for that many years if this happened quite some time ago. They still wouldn't be together today if it was um, as bad as the public has tried.
Make it.
Yeah, um, I don't feel that energy. From a person that was married with kids, I know what that is. I know what that feels like. You see what I'm saying? And I know that that's not what they were doing or trying to portray. And at the end of the day, the way that when you watch somebody's movies and you watch their characters and the things that they do and you really study them, the way that I know uh, Will, the pain that he's experienced um, is not necessarily coming from the family, but from the people. And
Hmm.
because he's never been dragged. Will Smith has never been dragged.
And I
By,
think he's disappointed, like you said. It's a disappointment pain because, like you say, everybody we can say, they don't matter. And why are we talking about this? But like you said, right now, it's bigger things going on. And even if you say, like we said, if we talk about the Black Lives Matters movement, then they matter because we all matter. So this thing that's going on, we tend to tear each other down all the time and bring down Black people and bring down Black families. And what I keep telling people, even when I get into my arguments, like, hold up, it's not time for that
right,
because right now we're supposed to be on a balanced level. There's so much going on in the universe that they know this. We got to be aligned the right way and correct way. And I
right.
felt what they did is we watched their family be destroyed in the past 4 years. I tell people, even up to Will's oldest son, he went through some things
Mhm.
these past 4 years. He wasn't talking like he went through the anger and everything of coming into learning within of himself. So, like you said, I felt like they had to go live to show people, yes, this is a mess, but we fixed the mess. We
Right,
cleaned it up. We
right,
were there and we are now here. We did the work and we know where we went wrong. We were broken, like many of us are in relationships,
yes,
trying to fix each other. And you can't fix nobody if you're not fixed.
right,
So they went through all of that. And I think by them sitting down, showing us as a people of this, like you said, this is what we're supposed to do.
yeah,
Sit down, talk about it, and let everybody know this is what it really is. And
right,
at the end of the day, I feel like, and like you said, then we get to bashing and start doing this. And it'll really make somebody sit back and be like, as a people, we still don't get it.
right,
Like, will we ever get it? Like, I'm just trying to show y'all something.
yeah,
But you'll still sit here and bash me as a Black man and bash my wife and family, which we do a lot. And I tell people, I did to be joking. And I'm like, because sometimes we got to laugh. It's humor in situations. But
yeah.
like I tell people, I did post where I thought that was like the realest thing I've seen in a while.
It is.
Because the couple and going through couples, I understand, like you said, when you in these relationships, you tend to hide a lot and you go through a lot of these things. We all do. But
Yeah,
nobody is very brave to just put it on the front.
that shit was
Nobody
good.
gets to say, "Oh, this is what happened," and this is what happened. And
Yeah,
then for them to sit there and do that, I give it up to them. I tell people, you can't be as real as that. And that's why I said too, we worried about them. And at the end of the day, they ain't worried about us. They don't know us,
right. They could care less. They
right?
could care less. They all they care about is them views
Right.
on the red table at this point in the game, because they already went through it. You see what I'm saying? It's not like it didn't affect them, while they're sitting there revisiting it, but it's not going to determine what their relationship is looking like moving
I
forward.
mean, I
They just
tell
turned
people, these celebrities is us too. We all the same. But you try to figure out what they
no,
going. Look into your closet, the same thing you going through,
exactly,
right?
exactly. They just turned years of pain into years of payment.
Right. Right.
See what I'm saying? Like that's I mean, everybody want that.
They got right. How many shares they got?
Huh?
His album streaming lovely. That's what my best friend said. Y'all feel bad for him. Go support the black man. His album is out. He actually did a good album.
Everybody, everybody buying the Will Smith movies. They were just playing Fresh Prince of Bel Air on motherfucking on TV. I said, "Oh, it's back on." You know what I'm saying? Like he getting paid. Like they just turned that pain into triumph. You know what
They
I'm
threw
saying?
it energy into the universe. They knew how to use it. Right now, let's go do this. Let's throw this out and let's get this back. And that's how you do it. Same thing for August. It worked for him. He trying to get back to his career. It's been a minute. His album came out. Like I told people, we got an album right now out,
Next
and it ain't
August, I'll see the album gonna be fire.
publicity. Like he had what he wants to stand. So it worked for everybody. Like it worked for everybody. Nobody lost. That's why they said we all cool.
Yeah.
All calling him Og. That's why I tell people, do you see this? He's comfortable calling him Og. That tells me they all family.
Call it
Everything's all
wrong.
good.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody trying to make fun. You can't win this battle. It's already over. The battle was already over. Y'all missed that opportunity.
Right. That's why I said this is old. We watching stuff. It was the same like R. Kelly and them. We watching old replays. They don't even got nothing new to give us. They recycling old stuff.
Come on now. So everybody understanding my voice. I hope that I hope you got something out of this. I hope you got something out of the Will and Jada experience, and I hope you're getting the right interpretation of what it is that you saw, and you don't play yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No entanglements. No entanglements.
yeah, like don't play yourself into thinking like, you know what I'm saying, like this is something that is new. Um, you know, just really get something from it because you can learn from things like this, especially those who have not been in relationships, who haven't been in marriages and things of that nature, or anything like that. You can learn a lot from that conversation, because they really handled that to me, um, as best as they could. Um, I think that overall, I would say Jada does have a little bit of maturing to do as far as accountability. If I had to, say that, at this point in the game, because it's after the fact, I think that she could have handled that a little bit better in her wordplay, but not in so much to say her. I felt like she put it out there, um, but not what we wanted to hear as far as words being said. Um,
Right.
and I think that Will, he handled it very well because he could have used that as an opportunity to expose her weakness, and he didn't.
To get her to clean it up, like take responsibility. Like just say you was in a
Yeah,
relationship with this boy. Like,
he could have dragged that. He could have dragged that, and it could have went worse, right? Had he done that, because the door was wide open. It's like she's not going to take accountability for this, Will, and I think that it showed that that he recognized her weakness, and he was as a husband, he was not going to expose that, and I think
right.
that's what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying, in that type of situation. And then I also think that the reason why he didn't because then probably more tea would have spilled out. You know what I'm saying, about what he did.
Right. That's why he was like, yeah, you probably did get me back on that. Like, we're gonna leave that alone.
Right? So yeah, I really think that was just I think it was awesome. And if anybody
And it's hard to
was
do. Like you
yeah,
said, before people start throwing people under the bus and all
yeah,
of that, it's hard to do.
yeah, most of I would say most people that's probably throwing or dragging them and making up the mean stuff like you're probably single. You're probably single. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I think that you know, people that are in relationships are gonna understand this more. You know what I'm saying? I think that they're gonna get it. You see what I'm saying? Um, and Jennifer made a good point just now. She said, was it her lacking accountability, or was she trying to be gentle, speaking in front of him? She was talking about infidelity. After all, I think it's a combination of the two. I think that she's also thinking about him, as well. Um, but I do believe that uh, that he, knowing that he wanted to hear that, I would stand on that 100% if he didn't say, "I think they want you to say." You know what I'm saying? Him by him saying, "I think they want you to say that," was really him saying, "I think you need to say that." You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Had he not said that, then I would say, yeah, she's probably trying to be nice to him. And
She was just trying to clean it up with one of them words that women do, entanglement. She got caught up,
yeah,
tangled in something. She wasn't supposed to get caught up. She got caught up herself, is what she trying to say. And knowing like she was in a relationship part, because she didn't want to call it a relationship part. I got entangled with this young man, got caught up, and got tangled up into something and couldn't get out of it.
because you
So
notice
she has to be smart with the wordplay. And Will is trying to be like, look, it's no sugar coating of what it was. It was
right,
a relationship. And to her, it's like, nah, we just entangled.
and I think that because um I think that was because she and he knew that the word that she says is going to be played over and over and over and over for the rest of their lives. People are going to chop it up. They're going to make songs about it, memes about it. So you need to use your words very wisely, because you know how the internet is undefeated. So yeah, when you put stuff out there, you know, people take it and they chop and screw it, and you know it's just bad. So if she would have said the word, if she would have said the words "I cheated on you," that would have been on every news clip, and they would just play it over. I cheated on you. I cheated on. You, I cheated on. I cheated, and that would have been bad. So like entanglement, people took it and they made fun of it and they laughed about it. Boom, boom, boom. And I think that that's better than what she could have said. That would have been on every newspaper everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
And she knew that too. She was waiting for that because that's what she said. The media and them had taken. And as soon as that was over, it was headlines. Up, she admitted to what she
yes,
did. And it's sad. I'm like, she just said that. And this is exactly what they did. Up, she came out and admitted it.
yes,
So like, it's just levels to this. And we just got to be more aware, like you said.
yeah. They're still a power couple to me. I think that they're an awesome uh, demonstration, considering the lives that they live and the type of lifestyle that they have, being in front of the camera 24/7 and stuff like that, in their children's lives also, uh, being in front of the camera, in front of the people. I think that they did a wonderful example of breaking and mending and showing us how you can heal from things and how you can, you know, put things back together. I think that they're a great example still. Um, of how to handle that and having the ability to sit down, because there's, you know, there's some individuals that we know that they're going through things and you never hear nothing. You'll never hear nothing. You know,
At all.
I won't say no names, but there's some individuals that you consider to be power couples, but you never hear from them sitting down and talking about how they work out issues. They only show you when things are great. They
Right.
only show you, right. They only show you what things look like on the happy days, and you know, and all the products that they're trying to sell you. So I look at Will and Jada as a really good prime example, um, and a respectable one of what black relationships look like. So with that being said, um, this weekend, thank you Tashi for coming on. I think it was a dope ass.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I think it was a dope ass build. This weekend, family, I got on Friday, I'll be having Yarima Karama on the show. Yarima Karama. If you don't know who Yarima Karama is, look him up. You can Google him. He is on Instagram too, Yarima Karama. He was at the wake up call um, uh, that we did last year, and very good, respectable brother. Super powerful and impactful speaker. We're gonna have him on the show on the Tap In podcast on this coming Friday. Um, so I can't wait for that. So be ready. We'll let you know what the topic is later on during the week. But you know, he holds no punches. So it's going to be a dope ass show to have with this brother. What else we got going on in Lighthouse? I'm trying to think.
So much.
Um,
Everybody
uh,
doing what they got to do,
oh,
boots on the ground.
Yeah, boots on the ground. We got the state of Black Charlotte coming up. We got
But they can't stop us. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. We got the state of Black Charlotte coming up August the 29th. That's my daughter's birthday. Shout out to my daughter Janaya. That will be in Charlotte, North Carolina. It will be myself, Rizza Islam, Tazara Path, NX, Pop Darby, a couple others. So make sure y'all pull up for that. I think while I'm here,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, it should be dope. So, and I believe we're going to be performing Black and Proud, as well at the event. So make sure y'all pull up for that because it's going to be.
This workshop, vendors. I believe the website and everything is still up.
Yeah, the website is still up, so you can get your tickets. We've sold a lot of tickets already because we had to push the event back from I believe it was like March.
Yeah.
We had to push the event back due to COVID-19. So when we do it, we sold a lot of tickets for this event. It's on billboards across the country, like this. So you guys don't want to miss this. Pull up, come to Charlotte. We got a lot of people from the Lighthouse that's taking planes, trains, and automobiles to pull up to this event because it's going to be no joke. So everybody that's in attendance, you're going to get a special treat. What else? I got some new music coming for y'all soon. I hope we drop some more shit for y'all, and some more surprises coming down the pike. We're doing major things in the music industry and bridging the gap and merging the conscious community back on the commercial scene in terms of music because it has been that balance for a really, really long time. So I'm super, super excited to be a part of that and be leading the charge in that. So with that being said, stay posted. Go to my page though. I want y'all to also go to my Jamal Million page and make sure y'all like that page. We're trying to get that down. We're trying to get that to 10,000 likes so I can start giving y'all some more uh, material through the feed, get the swipe up features and all that to make it real interactive for you guys. So we need all of y'all to go to all my pages and hit like, subscribe right now. Hit smash the subscribe button here on YouTube if you're on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, go to my Jamal Milton page and make sure y'all smash the like button on that too. All right. So with that being said, I love y'all. I love y'all once again. Thank you, Tashi Smart, for coming on.
Emily, it's love and light.
Right. Love and light. Remember to the divine force in me, get the divine force in you. May you manifest every heart's desire.
Yeah.
And peace. I'll play some music for y'all in the chat so y'all do y'all thing.
She move her body like a shaman. All in my head, so much in common. Just say that word, baby, I'm on it. If this ain't love, then I don't want it. She move her body like a shaman. All in my head, so much in common. Just say that word, baby, I'm on it. If this ain't love, then I don't. See, I've been looking for a while. One who compliments my style, and who's pheromone so irresistible, it drives me wild. She ain't got no time to flex, way too blessed to be his stress. Ain't compatible with no vibrations, nothing like the rest. No, I don't know nobody when you get down. Want you to be around. Come close to me, baby. She move her body like a shaman. All in my head, so much in common. Just say that word, baby, I'm on it. If this ain't love, then I don't want it. She move her body like a shaman. All in my head, so much in common. Just say that word, baby, I'm on it. If this ain't love, then I don't. I just wanna see you smile. Keep my number on the dial. I anticipate and cannot wait until you come around. Cause I just wanna take you home. Sit a deal and set it stone. You should never be alone. You with me, with me, with me. I don't know nobody. When you get down. Want you to be right. Come close to me, baby. She move her body like a shaman. All in my head, so much in common. Just say the word, baby, I'm on it. Just This ain't love that I don't want. She move her body like a shun. All in my head, so much you coming. Say that way, baby, I'm on it. This ain't love that I don't want.